policy, policy, policy. That's how this rally broadens, provided the Trump administration delivers on its pro-growth policy announcements.
That is one of the world's top money minds, Mohamed El-Erian of Allianz, yesterday on this show. Let me bring in David Smith, keeping a close eye on President Trump's policies as well over at Rockland Trust. You've got $2 billion in assets under management. Are these exciting times for you as an investment professional? Concerning, nerve-wracking? Tell us how this is feeling for you.
They're exciting times. You know, we're cautiously optimistic about the outcome, but there are some things to be concerned about. You know, the three things that we're worried about today. The first of which is, what does Donald Trump really believe? We've seen many occasions where he's changed his tune already from what he campaigned on to what he's actually implementing. I just heard on your broadcast, for example, that Theresa May said today that he now likes NATO. A couple of weeks ago, he thought it was useless. The second thing is he's appointed some very strong individuals into his cabinet, many of whom have opinions that are completely opposite of those that he campaigned on. And these folks are not soft folks, very strong people that have thoughtful opinions. And so is he going to listen to those individuals and take their input, or is he going to be sort of a dictator and just have them there? If so, there could be conflict in his administration that we're worried about. And then the final thing is, a lot of what he described that he would like to do has to find its way through Congress. And clearly there are fiscal hawks in Congress that are not going to allow us to significantly stretch the budget challenges that we already have to accomplish a lot of the things that Donald wanted to do.
It's not all smooth sailing just because it is a Republican-controlled Congress. There are some who are very concerned about the money. On your screen, we have Schlumberger, Nike, and Home Depot. These are your picks at the moment. Let me just pick out Home Depot and Nike. They sure do a lot of trade overseas, and Donald Trump has been hawkish on trade and trying to be very protective of our borders. Do you think about how that may play in?
We have to think about it, and we think about it in every company we own. We think in the case of those two consumer discretionary companies, when we think about consumer discretionary companies, we're actually trying to avoid a different concern, and that is the concern of what I describe as Amazonization of the world. These two companies, we think, are very well positioned to defend their turf, if you will, against what's going on with Amazon and other companies that are online, really putting a lot of pressure on traditional bricks and mortar type of retailers. In the case of Nike, you know, obviously we think they're very well positioned with a very strong brand, and on top of that, they have the ability to go directly to the consumer, which we think ultimately is going to be an important factor there. With Home Depot, a lot of heavy equipment gets bought out of Home Depot. So.
Well, here's the closing bell. David, great to see you. David Smith of Rockland Trust.